Hey guys, Manitove here with you again. We're doing part 3 and testing the Visioneer 2 defenses for Siege, and today we'll be highlighting JD the Gamer. So let's go ahead, hop right on in, and see what we got. Alright, this first defense is going to be Fran, the Dark Lich, and the Light Joker. So I brought Jolton, a Star, and my Fran. Pretty easy to manipulate this defense because it has 2 light units on there. They're always going to target the dark unit, opposing to the AoE that the light Joker Figaro does. So I figured Jolton would do splash damage with his passive. Fran would keep my team alive. And then Astar would nuke when the nuke was ready. As you saw right there, just deleted that Fran. Can't say too much bad about the new Astar buff. The Fire Magical Knight is pretty impressive. It does have diminishing capability on its passive. As you saw, the damage will get less once the HP ratios are swapped and Astar has more HP than the other unit, but still the initial nuke, with either skill, whether it be S1 or S2, is still very, very good. I promised you more Astar content. You will get more Astar content, and JD is suffering at that expense. So we will go to the next one. We have the Fire Desert Queen, Josephine, and Leo on defense. Sekhmet on defense is usually pretty troll. So I brought my Yin, my Fire Pony, and Chow. Figuring Fire Pony would provide the AoE defense break, which it did not, but it landed one, and that was the one that counted. Got to do a little damage on the Leo. Leo on defense, as long as you don't knock it down to 30%, not much of a threat. And when I finally land a crit, as you can see, I killed the Leo with broken defense. Looks like JD's got this well in hand, except for the whole reason I brought Chow was for his ability to handle 2v1. If it was 3v1, I don't think my Chow would have soloed because Leo's Torrent ability might have killed him. That's why I went after the Leo first. But the other two had no chance at killing Chow. Alright, we got Feng Yang, Tyrannies, and Velajul on defense, so I took premium 3-star and 4-star units. We got Skogul, we got Rakuni, and we got Rena, the hard-to-acquire units. Rena is going to tank the Feng Yang and the Tyrannies, virtually eliminating all the threat on that side. I want Velajul to attack into my Skogul to reset the cooldown, because when his rock is in the air, each time he's attacked, he gets a cooldown reduction. Once again, just with the little pep heave thing, the same unit on defense makes for it to be easily controlled, like what's being shown right now. Arena and 2 wind, which would be the primary DPS on this particular defense. I'm pretty sure that this Velajul is on a crit damage build, but Skogul is enough to tank through most DPS units without a defense break, and they're never going to defense break my Skogul because they're going to be playing around with Arena the entire time. So this is part of the manipulation of the game mechanics. Another quick way to handle this defense is a very fat Lucian. because Tyrannies and Feng are both defense-based units. So ignoring their defense, easy pop. And then you bring in a third unit to handle the Velojule. So Kali, Lucian, and one of the Garuda. But I took a more simplistic method to downing this defense. Alright, what do we have here? Oh, pretty meta. Sierra, Lauren, and Rauk on defense. So I brought Leo, because Leo stops the nonsense. Disrupt the turn order so Lauren doesn't get to attack, break, whatever it wants. I want Rauk and Sierra to move before the Lauren, so they focus on the Leo. And at this point in time, a little video lag because my kid was hungry. So we've seen this defense. A lot of G3 defenses were running this for a while. It's already started to fall out of the meta because it's become predictable and easy to beat. This is just one method. Another method would be bringing Jolton, because if you don't have Leo, Jolton, if they're depending on their speed tuning, Lauren usually moves first, and Lauren will go for the dark unit, which normally would be a strip and a defense break, which next Rauk would move, and he's going to take reflect damage from the passive as well on Jolton, and then Sierra would drop her bomb. So Jolton and 2 water units easily countered, because Sierra will follow the defense break. Alright, on defense we have a Jean, Chandra, and Rika. This is a pretty meta defense. You see this quite frequently, and it is Juno food. It doesn't matter the other 2 units that I bring with me, Juno is going to handle this defense. You're never going to kill the Juno. The Juno is pretty much going to keep your team topped off. Juno food. You see Rika on defense, bring Juno. You see Jean and another high debuff accented unit like Rika, bring a Juno. Now I know Juno was a little bit of a troll pull back in the day. Most people would have ripped that pull. I've been rocking Juno since the start of Summoner's War. Juno was actually my first 5-star. And I figured out back in the day how to get Juno to solo the B9 and B10 of dragons before they swapped him out. Then they made him easier. So they just swapped the invincibility tower used to be on floor 10, not the immunity tower. The immunity tower was on floor 9. But back then Juno also required 2 debuffs to activate her passive. Juno is an underrated unit by most stretches of the imagination. Very good unit, and some people would say niche, but it excels where it is niche. Otherwise, like I said, pretty meta defense, so if you don't have the pure built counter for this, like Juno, or have a very fast Raccoon, it can be a tough defense to beat. So we have Juno, Ethna, and Annabelle on defense, so I decided to match with my Juno, because why not? And Fran and Water Demon. Most people give this Water Demon grief for being a terrible unit, so I'm showing why this unit is not as terrible as some people think. And we're going to go ahead and delete something. Once again, the purpose of bringing Juno was purely for the debuff ability of the Ethna, AoE defense break, S3 stun, and most people run it on despair. So the purpose of Juno is just to outlast everything else. So the demon can get its procs back, or its countdown timer, resurrect, and then this is why everyone's complaining about the demon, because it's only a 100% attack bar. It doesn't account for overfill. It's not an instant turn. The reason why I don't mind this is because if you have the comps that have the sustainability or the viability to make the water demon work, if he gets nuked once or twice, it really doesn't matter. Now, he's back again, and I'll do a little splash damage on the Ethna, I believe, at this point. I'm actually trying to hold off. I didn't want to kill the Ethna because I wanted the debuffs. But Ethna is now dead, and I'll just work down the Juno. My Juno is on despair, so that was the only debuff I had to worry about from that unit. And then Fran does attack break, so this match does get a little elongated. And once again, for the whole reason of why people complain about the water demon not getting an instant turn. Because nowadays, after 5 years of the game being out, most people are looking for the speed cleaves. If it takes me more than 1 or 2 turns to beat a defense, it's obviously not viable. I've always taken the road less traveled, the harder road, I guess. I always go for the sustainability and reliability of the comps that I'm building, so it doesn't matter to me whether it takes 1, 2, or 12 turns to beat you, as long as it beats you. And deleted Juno, and we'll move on to the next video. Alright, we have Chiwu, Skogul, and Chow on defense. Pretty unique, don't see this very often. So I decided I would play with the Light Bearer, Leica, and my Galleon, who is on a PvE build. Purely built for dragons. The only threat on the defense is Chow, so had to eliminate that first. There is no way that a Skogul will 1v1 a Leica, so that's why I brought the Leica. Moving on. Alright, me playing with my test comp again. The Dark Beast Hunter, pretty fun unit. Still need to improve his runes, but figured it would do well enough against this comp. Now, as a disclaimer, I want you guys to know I have been informed that these are not JD the Gamer's best siege defenses, so I will throw that out there as requested. And pretty tanky, was able to survive the first ignore defense. I kind of figured that I would might have some issues with this defense because the Beladion targeting the Dark Beast Hunter, because his passive or his third skill only reactivates when he has 100%. But as you saw at the first turn, he actually stripped the attack buff off with Seize, so pretty annoying. But I'm just trying to get him back into the position where he's not going to lose life every turn. Using his S3 and that 0% accuracy coming into effect right there, landing that heal block, because accuracy and resistance makes plenty of sense in Comtois's world. And we'll go ahead and pop this guy now. I want to see this defense work. It's got a lot of odd units on it, and I'm a fan of the odd unit. Lynette happens to be one of my favorite units. I enjoy using that unit, especially in the newer content for 2As on the Light Fairy dungeon. So now we have a more meta defense. We got Garo, we got Vertihil, and we got the Water Barbarian King. So I brought Mina because Mina does stuff. Mina's going to handle the 2 fire units. My fire string is once again plus 160 speed on Swift. You like how it didn't crit there because there was a debuff. Speed, HP, defense, I believe, for the fire string. So it is pretty tanky. And as you see, it's taking a pretty good beating. Oh no, the tables have turned. Mina lands both crits this time. I'm going to delete my Mina now. But this was the whole point. Just to get the Garo out of the way. Vertihil is not going to solo a Wind Warbear. And barring the Water Barbarian getting multiple procs and keeping the attack bar at 0 with elemental disadvantage, I knew my Wind Warbear would have a fairly decent shot at taking it out. So now I'm just going to let Vertihil do Vertihil things. He's going to keep punching a defense-bearing Warbear. And basically just setting up the clean shot. Look at those procs. Go Vertihil. You got this. Very shiny wings, though. I like them. And we'll move on to the last one. We got Wind Monkey, Harmonia, and Theo on defense. So I decided to try out my new unit of the day, which is Chandra. I just pulled it. 0 skill ups, leftover runes, whatever I can get to make it work. I actually land the stun, and Harmonia does Harmonia things because that's what Harmonia does. Relatively annoying. But the whole point of this is to control the Theo long enough for me to kill it. The new Wind Monkey buff is turning out to be as annoying as I thought it would be. But it doesn't revenge when it's stunned. The amount of time it lands that first skill revenge stun, and I don't even understand. Right there, 9-9, stun and 9-9. Fair enough. Like I said, my Chandra, I have no Devilmons left. Just too many good units, not enough Devilmons to go around. First world problems, I guess. And doing this purely just to cycle. And apparently that monkey is on revenge. Pretty nice. And Harmonia resists, because Harmonia is always going to resist taunt. I shouldn't complain too much, though. My Jean only runs 33% accuracy, so that's the nice thing about Harmonia. It ignores buffs. It could be invincibility and whatever. It's still going to do some damage. Just learning how to use Chandra. And I know this particular combo, Jean Chandra, is a little annoying. Go monkey go. I did build my Chandra on Bio Destroy. That's where the destroy damage is coming from. Overall, this was a very solid defense. I mean, probably could have used a more reliable comp and done it faster. I think it would be very susceptible to Ophelia, Amesity, Bulldozer, just because of the defense scaling leader skill on Ophelia. Bulldozer hits like a truck. There was no shield to worry about, so solid comp. Bad props. Keep up the great work. And that is all 10 battles. So if you guys see anything that I missed, please put it in the comments below. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, all that fun stuff. And hopefully, I'll see you guys in the next one with part 4. I already got a couple volunteers, so I'll start working on that soon. You guys have a great day.